All right, everybody, welcome back to Birds and Blues Sports. It is me and Pete for this evening. Raymond will be joining at some point. Dan, unfortunately, will not be joining us tonight. He had
Yeehaw!
the Yeehaw man had to take care of some grocery business, so he will not be with us for this one. But this is the free agency special for 2024, one of the bigger episodes that we do. And this free agency class is loaded with top talent, mainly at the running back position, with a couple of quarterbacks sprinkled in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down a list that I've compiled of all the major players that are available, and we're going to predict where they go. And of course, we'll probably branch off into other topics from said players as we name them and the teams that they're a fit for. Um, so without further ado, the first thing that's on the deck here was breaking news from this morning. Was Russell Wilson meeting with the Giants before he met with the Steelers, which no one saw coming, but also not really surprising. So everyone that was worried about Joe Shane going, I believe in Danny Jones and blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro, like, how do you guys not know that that's just GM talk? Like, of course he's going to say all that shit at the combine. You don't bring Russell Wilson in for an exploratory meeting, if you don't think that Jones is the savior. So it was interesting that the Giants got him first before they went to Pittsburgh. Russ did meet with the Steelers. There's mutual interest between him and the Steelers. I don't think Russell Wilson will be going to the Giants. That's just my opinion. I think they just kind of had a they did a due diligence meeting for both sides to see if there could be any kind of spark there. My prediction for Russell Wilson is I do think he will be on the Steelers. He does plan on meeting with the Raiders after the Steelers. And then I don't really know who else he's going to meet with. It very well could be just those three teams. But I'm pretty confident, and a lot of people around the league are pretty confident he's going to sign up with Mike Tomlin and be the quarterback for the Steelers on a vet minimum deal because the Broncos are already paying him $39 million this year to not play for them. So that's what I think is going to happen there.
I mean, first of all, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. That Sports Center alert this morning when I was scrolling through my feed and I saw good old Russie, that fresh fade, taking pictures in Newark Terminal A. I mean, it's no secret that I think everybody who needs a quarterback is probably going to have some sort of interaction or conversation, whether it be in person, over a phone, through an agent for Russell Wilson, because, like you just said, Russ has gotten paid.
Oh, he got
Paid. He got the bag. He secured the bag. And then let's talk about Broncos country. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride, Broncos country. That ride was like a unicycle with a flat tire and trying to balance the cups on your hand and then just bam, crash and burn. Which I think Russell Wilson, there's two sides to it, right? Russell Wilson, year one with the Broncos, the cooking wasn't so good. He left the oven on and he burnt the cookies. But year two,
he played
Russ,
well.
Russ played well. Over 3,000 yards. I think he had, I don't know, I think he had 20 touchdowns maybe. Minimal turnover.
I will look it up for you as you're speaking.
I I think it was more a product of just a clash of styles.
26 touchdowns to 8 picks, 98 rating.
How many yards?
3070.
That's top 15.
Well, he also was benched for how many games because of the contract?
All right. Well, I think the last
At
two
least,
games.
yeah, he was benched the last couple of games. So I mean, he
Last
probably should
he
have
got
had.
he got the Derek Carr treatment of 2023.
Yeah,
Which I mean, Jared Stidham took over for Carr in 22, and then he took over for Russell Wilson in 23. Pretty funny. Fun fact for everyone out there. But I think, yeah, just a clash of styles. Sean Payton wants his guy. Wasn't Russell.
yeah,
So
it's not
I,
Russ.
if we go back in the archives of this said podcast, I said that Russell Wilson would be a great fit with Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
Because I mean, Pittsburgh, we all know need a quarterback because
pick it, ain't it?
baby hands, not it. So I mean, it just makes sense. And I think the Giants, we all know Daniel Jones is not long for this New York Giant world. So after this year, he's going to be
Bye bye.
or traded. He's not going to be a Giant.
No.
So I think for them to look at Russell Wilson on a short term, on a vet min, it's a no brainer to me. I think Russell Wilson's going to be a starting quarterback next year for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I agree. I think it will be the Steelers. Um, as a Giants fan, I would take him. Have him be the starter. It allows the Giants to focus on other needs. He's 35. I'd love to see what him and Dable could do, because then the Giants could take the wide receiver at number 6. They could take a couple of linemen, you know, uh, sign some linemen. They could build out the team with a short-term Russell Wilson deal and just have Jones sit. I would not be opposed to it. Or even have Russell Wilson on the team and still draft a quarterback and have the kid learn from Wilson. So I think it's
That
yeah.
as a Raiders fan, I would wholeheartedly on a vet min from Russell Wilson. We already have AOC who has 1 year in. The Raiders can't move up to draft a quarterback, or if they don't draft the quarterback in the first round or whatever, I think, or even if you do, Russell Wilson, like you said, it's not a bad mentor to learn behind. I mean, the biggest knock on Russell Wilson is he's a weirdo, like he's a cornball, right? That's his.
He's apparently the last couple years, not the last couple years. He's an arrogant prick. Like he's a little bit of a cornball, very what's that word? PR friendly, like
Yeah.
even behind closed doors. Like that's just like he's a
But
weirdo
you don't
apparently.
know, is that him or is that like an act? And I think that kind of rubs people the wrong way, that you don't know
Yeah,
what you're dealing
people don't know if he's real or not. So like
with.
that's like the thing.
This knock. And I think on a team like the Las Vegas Raiders, we have our head coach, Antonio Pierce, is ill intent, violence, and pain. Like that's the mantra. I don't know if Russell Wilson matches up with that. I just don't know. But I mean, again, top 15 quarterback. It's better than anything that we had on our team last year.
Yeah.
No disrespect to AOC. He was a rookie in a shitty situation. I get it. But the team needs a quarterback. So who knows? But again, I think the fit is there with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin realizes that he needs a quarterback, a veteran quarterback, and I think Rusty could be the guy.
Yeah, I very much think that's what's going to happen. But like I said, as a Giants fan, if they could somehow pry him, if they get serious and they somehow pry him away from wanting to be with Tomlin in Pittsburgh, because once upon a time when he was trying to get out of Seattle, he named the Giants as one of his top spots to be traded to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the Giants obviously that was like year two of Daniel Jones, and the Giants were like, we're trying to develop this kid still. So listen, if I would love it, obviously I don't think it's going to happen. I just think it was a formality type meeting, a due diligence type meeting, and I think he will end up with the Steelers. So that was kind of the main breaking news for the morning. So let's get down with some players here. So these are all the players that got tagged and are not going to be available, and some have already signed extensions. T. Higgins was tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals. Michael Pittman Jr. was tagged by the Colts. Josh Allen was tagged by the Jaguars. Brian Burns was tagged by the Panthers. Justin Madudabuke of Baltimore got tagged. He signed a new deal today. Jalen Johnson was tagged. He signed a new deal with the Bears.
The extension.
Big extension with the Bears. L'Jarius Sneed was tagged by the Chiefs. He's expected to be traded. Antoine Winfield was tagged by the Bucks. Kyle Duggar was tagged by the Patriots. So that's pretty much all the tags here. I expect all those guys to remain with the team, somehow work out an extension. Obviously, besides L'Jarius Sneed, they're going to trade him. No real idea of where he's going to go because they haven't figured out a market yet for him. So I think all that is going to kind of very much heat up in a couple of days. Hold on a minute. Who's this? That is
Where
very,
the Balak.
what is up, Raymond? Welcome.
Raymond.
Good evening, my brethren.
Welcome. I want to know who is Balaki.
Balake, Blake Snell.
Oh.
You want to go to war, Balake?
So let's get Ray caught up here.
Come in. Sorry, the little demon was he was full throttle tonight, so I was slightly delayed, and I don't have a shitty excuse like some other jamoke.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Pew 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 pew. Listen, he's buying some Spurs. Like he's finally getting those Spurs.
Better be. See, now here we go. Before you even start, look at this. This is a good candy choice for one.
Smarties.
Smarties.
That's nostalgic right there. That's nostalgic.
Right. Rot your teeth and your mind.
Beautiful background.
Yes. So this, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, this is the NFL free agency special. That is going to be the main topic of today. We will not be talking Yankees, no basketball, no nothing. I know the NHL trade deadline was today, and the Rangers got a couple of pieces.
Nothing.
It wasn't crazy. So we got legal tampering period starting on Monday. So the NFL never sleeps. So that's what we're going to do. I compiled a list of players that are premier and top at their position and top talent, and we're going to predict where they go. I already named off all the players that were franchise tagged and some that got their extensions already, so they're off the market. We did just finish up talking about Russell Wilson, who met with the Giants this morning, and met with the Steelers later in the afternoon. But we both pretty much predicted that he's going to end up with the Steelers with Mike Tomlin.
I won't be shocked if he's a Giant.
I just said that too. I would not be shocked either. The fact that the Giants got him first in that meeting was a little telling. That means.
And think about it like this too,
because that's where his layover was. That's the only reason why we ain't getting direct flights into Schittsburg. We are going to EWR Terminal A. We're
He could have
taking
said,
you now,
hey, he could have
and
said
we
no.
are going to Pittsburgh from there.
He could have said no.
I mean, we've been saying it for a couple weeks now. To get Russell Wilson on a vet minimum contract, no one's mad at that.
No.
But also,
Team quarterback. Zach
there
went
was-
to the stats. 3,000 yards, 27 or 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not bad. Russie is a cornball, but Russie can still simmer on the oven. He can still work the microwave. I just don't know if he's slinging dough.
I think it fixes so many issues, actually. Like, the more I think about it, like, the more I want it to happen. Because if you sign him to a 1-year vet minimum deal as a prove it, he starts over Daniel Jones. If you decide to draft a quarterback at any point in the draft, whether it be at 6 or you trade up to 3, because
but you know what? I think if you sign Russell Wilson, I think it takes so much pressure off that position.
Yeah.
Obviously, you still need to build for the future, but that right there is your key to the Malik Neighbors at 6 pick. Because now it's like,
Ome Adunze.
Yeah.
I want him bad.
Yeah.
Besides Harrison, he's the best.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it opens up.
You guys need an offensive line. Stop it.
But again, we talked about it last week, right? This draft is so deep with quarterbacks, wide receivers, and O-line.
It's deep. Yeah.
It's deep with all 3 of those. So if you're the Giants, right, and you are so high on one of these receivers and you get them at 6, cool. Now come back in. I mean, I'd be a little pissed if you come back in for an O-lineman later in the draft, but there's still going to be good prospects. I mean, maybe you go Joe Alt if he's there at 6. I don't think he will be.
He won't.
But that other dude is now, they're talking about that other dude being ranked higher than Alt after the combine. He's got some,
which one?
He's got some crazy, the Penn State dude with the crazy name. You know,
Hunsu or something like that.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, if it opens up a lot of doors for the Giants. I'm not mad at it if they do it. It puts pressure on Jones. It gives Jones a relief valve. So when he sucks, you go to Russ. And then, like I said, I've written off next season. So for me, a Russ 1-year deal, I ain't mad at it.
It's nothing but a win-win, because if you decide to take a wide receiver at 6 or an offensive lineman at 6, or even you take McCarthy at 6, they can sit behind Russ and just learn from Russ.
Not bad.
He's going to be a Steeler. So
All in crossbones for JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, listen.
Skull and crossbones. You heard it first on this podcast. Skull and crossbones for whoever drafts JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm not a JJ McCarthy fan. So I know Raymond is. I'm just not. But so that was the Russell Wilson discourse there. Well, Ray, where do you think Russell Wilson's going to go? Me and Pete think the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Steelers make the most sense for him. Honestly, it depends. Like I'm kind of shooting out my ass right now, but don't be shocked if the Redskins jump in the mix. I'm sorry, the Commanders jump in the mix. As just a little locker room guy for whoever they draft to kind of boost them up. It's hard to say because I think there's a couple more chips that need to fall. I think Pittsburgh makes the most sense. What'd you say?
I'm going to disagree on the Commanders just because if they're sitting at 2,
they're taking
whoever they draft is not sitting.
Yeah, they're taking Jaden Daniels at 2. Play him.
See, I don't know. I mean, I'm to that point of like, even if you draft a quarterback at 2, I don't want to see him day 1.
Well,
historically, hear me out. And hear me out. Historically,
Mahomes out of year.
Mahomes out of year.
Mahomes didn't go 2.
Okay. He
Went
went later in the
10.
draft. But even name me the last top 5 prospect that was out the gate,
CJ
insane,
CJ Stroud.
had a great rookie year. That's not enough tape.
CJ Stroud had a great rookie year.
But it's not enough tape. What about this? What about the sophomore slump?
I don't know. We'll fucking
Exactly. So
see. How about that?
I'm not talking about last year. Take last year out,
Andrew
right?
Luck.
Andrew Luck. That's probably your last great example of a first top 5 pick who came out the gate, started, and was a phenomenal fit, good quarterback, right?
He took them to the playoffs his rookie year.
How many others?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Okay, got me there.
He got hurt his rookie year, but Joe Burrow. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's what, 3 in the last 15 years?
Yeah. Your guys that truly succeed in this league sit for at least a year and listen, there's the game speed, right? Everybody talks about game speed. These guys come off college, and the first thing they always say is, "Oh my God, it's so fast," right? One thing I noticed re-listening to last year, right? We made a comment about, oh, who would have thought that a Nick Saban O lineman from Alabama was a bust? There's been more busts from that team than we realize, right? Pete, you should know specifically.
He should never.
Alex Leatherwood?
You can't count him because he should have never went that high.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fucking crackheads and drafted him higher than he should have been.
In Pete's defense, he was not supposed to go that high.
But he did.
He should have realistically went in the second round.
Yeah,
but he did.
He was a second round tackle.
But my point is that it is a rare find to find an elite talent that can jump into that game speed at the NFL level and fit in properly and just hit the pace, right? A lot of these guys need a year or two to get up to speed and really fit in. That's my point.
Yeah. Agreed. So let's start off my list here. I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 13 players that we're going to go through here. The first one on the list, we're going to get through the running backs first. First one, Derrick Henry. A report came out today. He is unlikely to return to the Titans. Where does Derrick Henry land in free agency?
Baltimore.
Eagles.
Ray says Eagles. Pete says Baltimore. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think he fits the Cowboys very, very well. They haven't had a DeMarco Murray / Ezekiel Elliott type running back since Ezekiel Elliott left a couple years ago. Tony Pollard just is not a fit for them. And I think they realize they need to get back to those old school big monster running backs. And I think they're going to get Derrick Henry on the cheap a little bit. Next, former Raider, Josh Jacobs. Where does Josh Jacobs go? You're allowed to say he resigns, by the way, too. You're allowed to say that. But
I think he goes back to the Raiders.
3 years, $39 million, $25 million guaranteed. He stays with the Raiders.
Whoa, that's a huge contract for a running back.
Pete's out here playing with Monopoly money.
Yeah, I mean, that's twice what his market value is. He's not going to get above $8 million a year. My prediction, right, for this, as Pete eats his Smarties,
he might go to the Bears too. By the way,
Bears need a running back. I actually have I don't know if I have any of these players on here going to the Bears, which is really interesting. I probably should change a couple of those, but anyway, I think Josh Jacobs goes to the Giants.
Ooh.
I think Josh Jacobs goes to the Giants. Giants miss out on Saquon. Saquon goes elsewhere. I'll give you my prediction where Saquon goes later, or probably pretty much right next. Josh Jacobs is the #1 running back on the Giants board after Saquon. They plan to pivot to him if they cannot get Saquon. And I think If they do plan on pivoting, that means that they probably want him. I think Josh Jacobs ends up in Giants blue.
By the way, Josh Jacobs is a dog.
Led the league in
And
rushing 2 years ago.
the Giants would be lucky to have him. He's a fucking strong, powerful running back.
Good.
But he's staying in Las Vegas. Him and AP, they have a synergy.
We'll see. That's what Monday's for. Saquon Barkley. Where does Saquon go?
Texans, baby.
Texans, but I kind of see him going to Dallas.
Dallas over the Eagles?
Or actually, you know what? I'm going to go with an oddball on this one. The Los Angeles Chargers.
That's not really an oddball. Jim Harbaugh loves Saquon.
Jim Harbaugh is big on Saquon.
I agree with Ray. I think there's too much smoke with the Texans. They've very much been in contact. Him and CJ Stroud have been talking. That is the top destination for Saquon. I think that is where he goes. I do not rule out a Giants reunion because apparently legacy means something to him. So I do not rule it out. I don't think the Giants will pay what the Texans are going to pay, though. So I just think we're going to have to bite the bullet, say goodbye to Saquon. Thanks for everything possible, and we'll get to that funeral when that happens. Next, we have Tony Pollard on the list. Where does Tony Pollard go?
I have Tony Pollard going to the Ravens.
Okay.
The Bears.
Okay. I have Tony Pollard going to the Titans. Titans need a replacement for Derrick Henry. They find it in a younger, more agile Tony Pollard looking to try to make a little bit of money.
Yeah, that's why I have him going to the Ravens. I think he fits that system really well. I think he's used to playing with a guy like Dak, and I think fitting in with Lamar kind of meshes with what his skill set really will do well with. And plus, the Ravens are sick and tired of losing 8 running backs a year. Pollard has a relatively healthy history, and I really think he could fit in that system and thrive there. So,
all right. Austin Eckler. Where do we got Austin Eckler going?
Austin Eckler stays with the Chargers.
Okay. What do you think there, Pete?
Eckler finds himself in Philadelphia.
I agree with you. I also have Austin Eckler going to the Eagles. I think they are.
Let's go.
The Eagles love the Eagles love running backs that could catch passes, man. They want their running backs to be dynamic. And Austin Eckler, even though he's slower than molasses, still is the best pass catching running back in football. So I think that's just a perfect fit. And I think the Eagles are willing to give him a little bit of money. So even though a lot of their money should be going to their secondary, which I think will be addressed in the draft for them. We already said we already said our Russell Wilson predictions. So we can move on. Let's get into some quarterbacks here. The main quarterback free agent, Kirk Cousins. Where is Kirk Cousins going?
Listen, they're looking into real estate. The wife is from the ATL, the dirty. The birds are getting the most upstanding citizen in America. He might have to get some more chains, limit the plaid a little bit. It's Kirk Cousins.
All right. So he's Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta, you believe?
Is there?
I second that motion. I think Kirk Cousins goes to Atlanta. I think Atlanta gives him the bag one last time to try to get them over the hump. Because Atlanta is a quarterback away. So I'm also
They
taking.
got weapons.
Mhm.
They just needed a head coach and a quarterback that know what to do with them.
I think
Oh boy.
I had Kirk going to Atlanta until you guys got me in this Justin Fields is pretty much is a Falcon already, and we just don't know it yet. Conspiracy theory I happen on, and I'm like, yeah, it's done. It's a done deal. Justin Fields is gonna be a Falcon. So now I'm sitting here with my Kirk Cousins puzzle piece, and
He'll be a Falcon if they don't get Kirk Cousins.
yes. I think it's opposite. I think it's done already. I think it's done already. You guys put the tinfoil hat on me. So I sat there with my little Kirk Cousins piece, and I said, where does this man, this dream stand-up guy fit? And that is the New England Patriots.
Oh
Wow, the
no,
New England Patriots.
no way.
So the Patriots trade down from 3 to what? Okay, that's a bombshell
Well,
right there.
They stay at 3 and they draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes.
With Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
Oh my god!
That's a
They
brain
take
buster.
Marvin Harrison at 3, shock everybody.
Oh
Kirko is going to go out there slinging bullets.
I'm DeAndre Swift too. Oh my god!
Wow, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Do you think DeAndre Swift goes to the Patriots? Let's throw him in there.
Oh well, if Kirk's going there, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say Swift goes to the Chargers.
Oh man, it's hot in here.
I turned the heat up just a little bit.
Oh my god!
All right, let's do another honorable mention. So let's take the tinfoil hat off. Let's say the Justin Fields trade to Atlanta isn't a done deal, whereas all these new reports are suggesting that, because Atlanta is very popular for changing its mind this offseason. They changed their mind on Bill Belichick and went with Raheem Morris. So I think they changed their mind on this one because they really think they're going to get Kirk Cousins for, free, not trading anything. Ready for this one right here? Justin Fields gets traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders realize it is too much draft capital to go from 11 to 3, so they decide to use a little bit of capital and go get Justin Fields, pair him with Antonio Pierce, and just embrace the Raider way and make sure that Ray's nipples are pierced.
Bam. A couple of 4Ks. Oh, Jacoby Meyer, Devontae Adams, Trey Tucker. Oh, 4K.
Speaking of that, after last week and this whole Trey Tucker conversation, where's my boy Hunter Renfrow?
He's still there, but he's going to get cut.
He's going to get cut.
I know. It hurts. Hurts my heart. Right now is the X-ray of the dog in the rib cage. That's Hunter Renfrow.
He's a dog.
If you're listening, you are a dog, and you will be missed. We will have a moment of silence when Hunter Renfrow gets cut.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when it eventually happens.
So to that right there, Justin Fields. So tinfoil hat is off, stacked it to the side. Definitely, I think Chicago panics because they're like, oh shit, Kirk just signed with ATL. What the fuck do we do with Fields now? And then I think you can get Justin Fields for a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, it's not going to be a second anymore. It's not going to happen.
Okay. If that happens, if Kirk Cousins signs with Atlanta, Fields goes for a 3rd round. If Cousins doesn't go to Atlanta, Atlanta has to give up a 2nd round to get Fields.
Yeah, I could get with that. I mean, I also think that's the only 2 realistic scenarios for Justin Fields. I think he's either a Falcon or a Raider. I really don't see any other options for him.
He's not a fit Pittsburgh real.
No.
Why not the Vikings?
I was gonna say maybe Minnesota, but like, is Minnesota really gonna pull the trigger for Caleb Williams?
What do you mean, Caleb Williams?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, that I had that ass backwards. My bad. Brain,
What the fuck are you talking about?
my
Right
brain is a little tired.
I absolutely could see Kevin O'Connell trying to get Justin Fields. That guy's a quarterback whisperer.
But where's Minnesota drafting?
Mm,
Minnesota is
decently
drafting.
high.
They are drafting. Oh my god, where the fuck are they?
I think they're like 15th, aren't they?
They
They're in the
They-
team.
they don't have a pick.
They don't have a first rounder.
No,
Why?
Interesting.
I don't know. Ask them. They don't have a fucking first rounder.
Hold on a minute. That's crazy. That's true. No, they have the 11th overall pick.
I'm just blind. Never mind.
See, there we go. Another short circuit moment.
So where
All right.
are the Raiders picking?
13.
Oh, they're 13. All right. So my mistake. I said that they were picking at 11. I meant 13 all the way up to
Yeah.
1. So yeah, they're picking 11. I mean, they're going to take an offensive lineman. So
The Raiders, I hope they draft that guy Fuaga. That guy's a monster.
but yeah, I think Fields, as a little side nugget, I think he ends up going to the Raiders.
The Raiders. Listen, that's fine. The moment that happens, I am on my illegal Chinese website getting me some Justin Fields jerseys for $19. Let's
Listen,
go.
gotta love DH Gate. Gotta love
Yeah,
gotta love
that's
it.
DHK. We need to get them to sponsor us. Our first sponsor.
That
DH.
might be a legitimate one too, because we might be like, all right.
All of us out in swag.
Let's move into wide receivers here. So T. Higgins,
Wait, whoa. I mean, we already know where he's going, but Baker Mayfield?
He's going back to the Bucs, bro.
he's going to the Bucs. It's
All right, well, yeah, put some respect on the man's name. You just don't gloss over.
He's not on the list. He's not list worthy.
He can go to Minnesota.
They're already hammering out the minor details. It's already like done.
All right.
He's not going anywhere. I knew he's going back. It'll be announced in a couple days. There's no need for me to put him on the list. Baker Mayfield's getting taken.
All right, Baker, listen, I was vouching for you to get a little airtime. These two, they want none of you. So
No, I have so much respect for Baker that it's not even a question. He's going back to the
they
Bucs.
talk so much shit about you. They said you couldn't even outrun a cop, you asshole.
Well, he couldn't. So
Yeah, that's a fact.
and let's see him do it again. He had one good year. Let's
It's like
see.
that SpongeBob. It's like that SpongeBob meme. Want to see me do it again?
Let's see him do it again. So, moving on to some wide receivers here. Obviously, Michael Pittman Jr. has been tagged. He's not going anywhere.
He wasn't going anywhere. T. Higgs, tag.
T. Higgs tagged. That's 50-50. T. Higgs, they may trade him. They may sign him.
They ain't trading him.
I don't know.
Tyler Boyd ain't coming back. They're not just going to let the Jamar Chase show happen. Jamar Chase is known to get injured.
There is a real 50-50 shot he gets traded. I think he wants to get paid a lot of money. And
I mean, I think the market is hot.
Yeah, they have to pay Jamar Chase. And I think they're okay with tagging him and maybe having him play on the tag. I do think he stays with the Bengals this year, but that is a trade candidate for sure this offseason. He is not assured to be back. I really think there's a chance that he can get traded because there's always some fucking team out there. We know this that is willing to go spend whatever to get guys they want. So
the New York Giants should fucking do that then.
I would not be shocked if the Giants gave them their extra second round pick and they gave him a fat fucking contract. So, because he's young enough and he's trying to be a number one wide receiver. So, but my prediction for T. Higgins is he does remain with the Bengals for at least one more year on the tag.
Agree. And let's just also shout out to fucking Mike Evans for getting the bag and staying. That surprised me.
It did surprise me.
I thought he was gonna touch free agency.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with Ray. It surprised me, but it didn't surprise me because he wanted to stay and he wanted to get paid. And the Buccaneers realize, hey, we were one of the final four teams last year. And let's try to run this right back. Let's try to bring some of these guys back and let's draft. So Mike Evans, some of these guys, legacy still matters. Mike Evans is one of those guys. And he took a very short-term deal. It was a 2-year, $54 million deal.
Ooh, those pockets are fat right now.
Oh, yeah. Listen, he got paid because you know what? He knows he's getting up there. He knows he's not no spring chicken no more, but he's
Ain't no spring chicken. So that's a Ray Tremor line if I've ever heard one.
No spring chickens no more.
Listen, you got to respect the elders and say some of the stuff they say. You know what I'm saying? Raymond, where do you think T. Higgins goes? Or
I think he stays with the Bengals. I actually completely hope the Giants trade and pay him. I'd be cool with it. I'd be very happy with it. But I think it's unrealistic at this point. I think he stays with the Bengals. I think this is the year. And if the Bengals got to go all in this year, Joe Burrow's got to be healthy and they got to come out firing. And this is it. Because now next year, you're going to have to start paying people. And you can't keep everything you got together. So,
yeah, because you know what? The Bills window is
shut
because they just cut their entire secondary.
Yeah.
Because they are $40 million. They're $40 million over the cap. They cut their entire secondary. They're all pro corner. They're all pro safety. Another corner. They cut their starting center. Like just cuts left and right. They restructured Von Miller's contract because it's a fucking albatross and he's a piece of shit. Like
what a piece of shit.
He is horrendous now. He fucking took Buffalo's when he saw Buffalo offered him $120 million over 4 years when he was fucking 32 years old. He was like, oh my fucking Lord. He did absolutely fucking diddly poo last year. So
he's another meme quote. He said, I didn't do fucking shit.
I didn't do fucking shit. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Bengals have to keep the band back together at least one more year while the Buffalo Bills are licking their wounds and trying to reload maybe for another year. But I mean, all this really is it's just free agency in the draft for 31 teams to try to beat Patrick Mahomes. So like that's really what all this is anyway. So speaking of wide receivers, the real main one that's available, that's really could be a number one wide receiver. If
he's on his DraftKings account right now, he's pissing away his 2024 season.
Yeah, listen, speaking of Calvin Ridley, where do you think Calvin Ridley goes?
Joe Bears.
Kansas City.
The New York Jets. How about that one right there? The Jets were linked to Calvin Ridley last year. They were the one of the other teams trying to trade for Calvin Ridley when he was initially suspended. They're still very much interested in him. I think he is their number one target after Mike Evans came off the board. I would not be surprised if the Jets threw some money at Calvin Ridley because they're not
I mean,
getting.
I picture Aaron Rodgers like the evil Sith Emperor in his like robe. And he just, yes, come to New York, yes. Like that's all I can picture. So it makes sense.
I think it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of smoke. They want another wide receiver to pair with Garrett Wilson. And at this stage of Calvin Ridley's career, I think he's a better complementary wide receiver too. I think he would really benefit well being opposite of Garrett Wilson. So I think the Jets make the most sense for Calvin. Calvin.
I
Cal.
I agree, but I mean, on that same breath, I mean, maybe KC. I think they found their wide receiver one in Rasheed Rice.
He's not a one.
So I mean,
I mean,
he's
let's
the
be
chief.
honest. KC's wide receiver one is named Travis Kelce.
We know that's not a lie, but saying
I could still see them drafting a wide receiver at 32. I think they take the kid. I think they take the kid out of Texas. That's where he's supposed to be.
Worthy,
Mhm.
that kid's a freak.
That kid is a freak. He
That
is
would
a
be
freak athlete. He just needs
that would
some.
be just disappointing to see Xavier Worthy in fucking Chiefs red.
Yeah.
oh my god, the next cheetah.
But that's the thing, like, when that kid who was the fast one that came out and he was on the Giants for like a year.
John Ross.
Ross, yeah, John Ross. He wasn't anything. He
Well,
sucked.
he couldn't stay healthy.
He couldn't stay healthy, but he couldn't catch a ball either. Like Worthy's good.
Yeah, he can catch.
He's very good.
So,
Yeah,
any
man.
other wide receivers that come to your guys' minds that you want to kind of predict? I mean, there's a lot of like Tyler Boyd's of the world. There's OBJ's a free agent again.
Giants are going to get Gabe Davis. That's your free agent wide receiver right there.
They're not even interested in him.
I mean, that's the thing, dude. The Giants have been picking up these scrub wide receivers where every year it's like, ooh, this seems cool, aka Paris Campbell. And then
That's why they're going to draft. That's why they're going to take the wide receiver at 6. They're tired of trying to get a pass catcher for the quarterback. They're tired of it.
What about Allen Robinson? He just got cut.
Get the fuck out of here. That guy is so fucking terrible. Holy shit.
He's ruined so many of my fantasy seasons. Just hearing his name makes me nauseous.
That's the thing. Like, there's so many tier like 3 wide receivers that are just washed. The only one that's like any good at all is like Gabe Davis is probably tier 2. Tyler Boyd's probably tier 2, but I don't know. I could see Gabe. I could see Gabe.
Marquez Alves Scantling.
I could see Gabe Davis going to the Bears. They need another weapon over there.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Hollywood Brown?
Guy fucking sucks too.
He doesn't suck.
Hollywood Brown, he goes to the Packers.
They don't need a wide receiver there.
Why not?
Everybody kind of needs a wide receiver.
Everyone needs a wire. It's a premium position now.
Well, good. We'll trade Hunter Renfrow to the Giants.
Good. I'll take
Okay.
him.
I'll take him.
Because the only wide receiver on the Giants, what the fuck, is Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yo, put some respect on Darius Slayton.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No.
That guy
Come on.
dropped so many passes. Jarius Slayton is a nice player. He's a really good wide receiver 3 for most teams.
He's been asked to be the wide receiver 1 for the last 3 years. He's out there fighting for his fucking life every day going, Coach, it's not me, man. I can't do it.
He drops too many passes. He
He's
lets
a piece of shit.
He walks into the locker room every day looking at Danny Dimes going, come on, man.
Well, when you lead the league in drops, it's not usually just the quarterback, in all total fairness.
Yeah, again, you have a wide receiver 3 as your wide receiver 1. And he's out there fighting for his life.
That's why the Giants are going to go wide receiver at 6 if they don't trade. I know they need an offensive lineman. I think they sign a bunch of offensive linemen in this free agency. There's the Patriots versatile interior offensive guard. The Bills just fucking cut their center. Like I think there's going to be offensive linemen for the Giants to sign because they know they need this wide receiver. So speaking of the Patriots lineman, I cannot pronounce his name for the fucking life of me, but we all know who I'm talking about. He's going to the Giants right now. The Giants are going to give him the biggest fucking bag possible for him to be their new guard. They're going to overpay. They're going to use all this extra money that they're getting ready to use. And that's
And
ultimately
he's
fucking
hurt.
go. Yeah.
Fucking Nate Solder over here.
Nate Solder 2.0, but you know what? It's going to be different because he's not a tackle. He's a guard. So
Makes me sick.
you know what? You didn't have to bring up Nate Solder. I was having a good night.
Yeah, I was having a nice night. You just made me just upset. Now I'm upset.
Unbelievable.
Uh,
All right, let's get to some pass rushers here. The number one pass rusher on the board, Daniil Hunter from Minnesota, coming off yet another 11.
we're going edge rusher here.
Yeah, edge rusher. Another 11 plus sack season. Where does he go?
Back to Minnesota.
Okay.
I think. Where did I have him? I'm going to Dallas.
Up my dingus. That's where he's going.
Yeah. The Hunter is going to be a Cowboy.
Daniil Hunter is going to be a New York Giant. He is the other player that is the highest on their draft board. The Giants want another pass rusher opposite Kayvon Thibodeau. Azeez Ojulari is not trustworthy. Good player, can't stay healthy. Giants want another pass rusher. They throw the bag at Daniil Hunter. They throw the bag at the Patriots offensive lineman. They go to sleep. They go to the draft.
That's it. They shoot their wad, two people, and they're out.
Yep, that's it.
Money well spent.
Hey, that's money very well spent, in my opinion. All right. The other premier pass rusher or edge rusher from the Jets, Bryce Huff, looking to get paid, led the team in sacks, isn't an every down pass rusher, only plays about 2 or 3 downs. Where does he go?
Houston.
Interesting. To pair him along with the rookie of the year winner.
Right.
Anderson Jr., right?
Well, yes, sir. Will Anderson.
I like that. I have him going to the Packers. I think the Packers spend some money on a pass rusher. They need another one. So I think they throw the bag at him.
Throw the bag.
Throw the bag.
Yeah, I got Packers too.
Okay. All right. How about? All right, we're gonna get into some defensive backs here now.
Can we all right, before we go to the defensive backs, can we just hit the interior because I'm salivating right now?
Yeah.
We got two premier defensive interior tackles that are hitting the market.
Yeah, I'm sure I was missing people on my list, so go for it.
So we got Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's going back.
And we got Christian Wilkinson from the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, that's right. They didn't tag him.
They didn't tag the man.
That's right. They did not tag him. Well, I think Chris Jones is going back. I think they're going to pay him. Wilkins. Wow.
The Jets.
To pair with Quinton Williams. Oh my God.
Dude, think about it. AFC East, man, they're notorious for just trading people around and just moving pieces. And
I could see that.
yeah, I
I
think he
could
goes.
see that. But the problem is he's going to cost a lot of money. I don't think they have the cap room. I think they're already going to let Bryce Huff go because they don't want to pay Bryce Huff what he wants. So I'm going to say, fuck. You know what? I'm going to say the Bears. Bears just have a ton of money. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. I'm going with Ray here.
In New England.
Ray's theory earlier.
In
New
New England.
England has a lot of money to spend. They're going to throw a shitload at this guy to come play for them because they have $98 million in cap space. And if you want to attract players to New England and a premier defensive tackle is available from your division rival, you're going to make sure you fucking reset the market for that fucker. So that's what I think is going to happen for Mr. Christian Wilkins.
I like that.
Well done.
I like that. My tinfoil hat's on.
I had to, I don't know if you saw it.
Using that
tried to-
same.
We watched that synapse
Yeah,
happen.
you probably watched that go dink, and I went, hold on a minute, hold on.
So to beat Patty Mahomes, you need someone that knows how to get to him.
Oh, here's the Chris Jones.
Raiders sign Chris Jones.
Oh,
they
God.
overpay and throw the bizag at him.
Oh my good Lord.
Well, that's the least shocking thing I heard all night. Anyway,
What do you think, Ray?
I mean, I could see it. Pete's theory has some smoke to it. I just think Chris Jones stays in KC.
Not going anywhere. They're gonna pay him. Why do you think they cut all these players so that they could give him a fat contract? Okay. I appreciate Pete halting me there to talk about a little bit of those premier defensive tackles. Let's get to a couple defensive backs because a bunch was cut. A bunch were released, and a bunch are available right now. The leader of the pack, the number one safety available, Xavier McKinney, formerly of the Giants, 24 years old. Giants decided to not tag him. He apparently wants to stay. I do not think he stays. I think the Giants do not value safety or running back very highly in terms of paying them highly. I think Xavier McKinney goes to the Bears and
Miami Dolphins.
they pair Xavier McKinney up with Jalen Johnson to form a new duo in the Bears secondary.
He goes to Miami to take Xavier Howard's spot.
Xavier Howard. There's a name I don't even have on the list because he's so fucking washed.
I mean, I kind of like both those options. I mean, I hope he stays, but yeah, like you said, the Giants just don't value that position. It's every year, it's a fucking liability. But yeah, Miami. I mean, who doesn't want to play in Miami? I think these guys get word of, hey, let's go play in South Beach, baby, and I think they go.
Yeah. It's not that hard to sell playing for the Dolphins. It's not that hard.
Yeah, like, oh, I get to go to South Florida where it's warm all the time and it's like the party capital of the world. Oh, okay.
The other main safety that was cut by the Denver Broncos, Justin Simmons. Where do we see Justin Simmons landing?
This one was a surprise. I mean, I guess it wasn't a surprise, but a surprise.
No one wants to pay safeties.
Yeah, it's just an undervalued position. I think he goes to the Rams.
Interesting. Do they even have money to spend?
They gotta have a little bit.
I guess. I'm not too sure. I was even considering. You want to know why? Because they haven't really been big time players in free agency. Like they always make a couple of moves here and there that are always under the radar, but always
Yeah.
end up turning out really well. So not really too sure. Of course, Pete just got up and
And
left.
left.
I'm back, baby.
Oh.
I'm
I
back.
can also see the
I'm
Jets.
back, baby.
I can also see the Jets. I'm going to throw the Jets in there too. So I'm going to go Rams or Jets.
Okay. So the next player, Pete, was Justin Simmons, who was shockingly cut by the Broncos.
Well, yeah, Broncos they're a dumpster fire. So, defense.
I got a pretty good one.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good.
While Pete thinks, I'll tell mine. I think Justin Simmons perfectly fits what Antonio Pierce is trying to do over there in Las Vegas.
Oh boy.
I think he goes to the I think he goes to the Raiders on a 1-year prove it deal.
Raiders do need a cornerback.
Well, he's a safety.
Raiders don't need a safety. As much as I would just say, yeah, come on. We need corner help.
Okay.
I don't know. I fucking throw him on the Patriots. When in doubt, $90 million in cap space, fucking throw him on the Patriots. Do what the Jags did a few years ago. Just fucking throw the bag at everybody.
Hey, you know what? It worked a little.
It's got them to the playoffs.
Yep. Tre'Davious White. There's a corner that was cut by the Bills because they're trying to get under the cap. I got Tre'Davious White going to the Washington Commanders. The Commanders need a splash signing, so they go ahead and they get an all-pro corner with Tre'Davious White and overpay the fuck out of him.
I can see that. I certainly can see the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Making a big splizash.
I think you're thinking wrong coast. I think my man is going to be a San Fran 49er.
Did they even have any fucking money?
What about Detroit?
Do they have any money?
I don't know.
I'm not even looking at money right now. It's not really money.
I was kind of looking at money. Trying to be a little realistic. I mean, listen. A lot of these big name players go to teams that overpay. So if they don't have an exuberant amount of money, I just don't see them going to that particular team. That is just my
Fair. Oh, that's pretty fair though.
Jordan Poyer, another Bills safety that was cut. Again, former All-Pro, former All Pro Bowl safety. Where does Jordan Poyer go?
Jordan Poyer goes to the New England Patriots.
I second that.
Denver Broncos.
To replace Justin Simmons?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Interesting. Why do you say that? Because they just cut one.
I don't know. I just feel it.
You just feel it.
Just feel it.
You just feel it. Oh God. Any other players that come to your guys' mind here? Or any particular player during free agency that we want to discuss?
I mean, hang on. What haven't we
Burns got tagged.
Yeah, Burns got tagged. He might get traded. That's a candidate to be traded, but he's going to be expensive.
Did Snead get tagged?
Yes.
Yes, L'Jarius Sneed got tagged, and he will be
Work
traded.
out to try to trade him as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Tyron Smith.
He got re-signed.
Re-signed.
I could see L'Jarius Smith getting traded to the Eagles. Eagles need secondary help bad, and Howie's usually willing to pull the trigger on moves like that.
Patrick Queen.
Ooh, that's like one of the better linebackers available.
Where does J.C. Jackson go after he flamed out?
Out of the league.
Yeah,
out of the league. Doesn't play.
He's a head case out of the league.
Team like fucking
Patrick Queen. Ooh, that's a fucking good one.
Las Vegas Raiders.
I could honestly see Patrick Queen going to the Eagles too. They need linebacker help bad.
What about Leonard Williams? He's another guy that I could see if the Raiders whiff on Chris Jones or Wilkins. I think the Raiders can plug him in the middle.
Listen,
he's got ties to the Raiders DC.
Chase Young.
Hold on, I need the answer for Leonard Williams. Hold on. Man, what a fucking horrible trade that was for the Seahawks.
Yeah,
not good. Leonard Williams, I could see him going to the. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Niners for Leonard Williams.
Okay.
I don't see a reunion with either New York team. I could see him getting paid by some of those teams that have a lot of money, but I think he's a really good fit on San Francisco's line to help Nick Bosa create a little bit more pressure on the interior.
Okay.
Chase Young, you said, right, Ray? See, this one's tough because he is really young, but he takes plays off. Like he's an asshole, apparently. So
he's only 24.
I know it's so young, but like he's a head case. So
I think he stays in San Francisco.
I could see them just trying to re-up it because I think they want to see more of Chase.
He played well in the Super Bowl too. So
he did play well in the Super Bowl. So I could see them trying to bring him back.
Right. There's something there.
Yeah. I could see them bringing him back to try to pair him with Bosa to see if they could run it back another time.
That's a monster combination.
Hey, it was working.
I dig it.
And they fired the coach over
it. Let's pick a player. Let's think of one player that you think this is our last hoorah. And
Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith? His last hurrah?
Yeah.
Well, his last hurrah, he probably wants us to win. Probably wants one last. I'll go with the Ravens. Try to win, even though you won't, because Patrick Mahomes is there. Oh, look at this. Notification on my phone. Wilson had a great meeting with Arthur Smith and company in Pittsburgh. I keep forgetting Arthur Smith is the fucking OC in Pittsburgh. That's fucking terrible.
It's so terrible.
I completely forgot about that. I got a couple of Steelers friends too, and they're like, what the fuck?
Well, at least they don't have to worry about Najee Harris running it in the 5 inside the 5.
Oh my God, that's so terrible.
Drafted him 3 years in a row. I'm ready to get hurt again.
I'm not.
You have
Not this guy.
You have an abusive relationship with that man.
Battered wife syndrome, bro.
It's
He
never
just-
gonna work.
He just hurts me, and I defend him every year.
You know that guy owes you a ton of money.
He owes me something.
He owes you so much money, it hurts.
An apology at the very bare minimum.
How about OBJ? Last hurrah.
Baltimore
Goes back.
goes back. Hey, never rule out a reunion with the Giants.
Yo, rule that out.
Rule it out.
I don't know.
He's not going back to the Giants.
A homecoming?
I think he would have considered going back if they keep Saquon, but I don't think that's guaranteed.
Oh, they're not keeping Saquon.
Yeah, I don't think
Saquon's getting his boots fitted for Spurs right now.
going to Texas.
Going to Texas. He's gonna go grocery shop more Dano.
Yeah, he's gonna go to Houston, get a place in Austin, hit up Dan at some fucking supermarket. You know, ask him how good the crabs are. How about that right there?
how about him now?
How about them Cowboys?
Fuck them. Fuck that team. That team is so terrible. The Cowboys, I actually don't expect the Cowboys to fucking pay anybody any real money because Dak has their fucking nutsack in a vice grip.
Yo, Dak's new. Yeah, do you see Dak's hair? And
Oh yeah, he looks like a Mexican cartel hitman.
Dak's lineup.
He looks crazy. The dude
He looks crazy.
Dak is gonna throw a 5,000 spot up next year.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, just to lose in the first round, like every year.
Hey, all right. How about this? Calvin Ridley to the Cowboys.
It doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
In honor of The Rock being in Knoxville. They're in Knoxville, right? Tennessee tonight. They're in Knoxville.
No, they are in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, they're in Dallas, Texas tonight. That's why he was wearing a cowboy hat earlier.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Talk that shit, Dwayne.
The Rock. That's The Rock. Anybody
Fuck
else?
The Rock.
Hey, listen. We like The Rock on the show. Oh, Lord. We like The Rock on this show.
So anyway, wheels are falling off of this podcast right now.
It's falling off, yeah. Well, hold on. I'll pick, just for fucking shits and giggles, I think OBJ goes back to the Rams.
No, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nakua, they don't want him.
Listen, he's not good anymore. He's there as a cheerleader.
It's like saying he's going to go back to Cleveland.
Good.
OBJ to the Cowboys. That's a perfect marriage right there.
It's a perfect marriage for him to have 13 catches for 400 yards and no touchdowns.
He has no knee left.
13 catches for 400 yards? That's fucking epic.
Bro, he has no knee left. It's gone.
It's gone. He's gone.
Like physically does not exist.
Yeah, his burst is gone. He was barely getting separation in Baltimore, and they paid that fucker $19 million. You know, it's a lot of money to not do a whole lot. What was OBJ's stats last year? I think it was fucking shit. I mean, it definitely wasn't $19 million worth. The Jets fucking died a bullet.
God, OBJ.
35 catches, 565 yards.
3 tutties.
3 touchdowns.
washed.
Just horribly washed.
Horrible.
31 years old, no knees. Get
It's
that guy an AARP card. Stat.
listen, I'm just happy the Giants paid him so that he doesn't have to work anymore. And then, whatever. He should be fucking thanking Dave Gettleman's fucking boots for fucking writing up that contract for him and then trading him to fucking Cleveland.
So, all right. So, my takeaways from this free agency special here: the New England Patriots are going to spend, and then spend some more.
I think they're going to spend a lot of money. They need people to be interested in the post Belichick era. So I think they're going to open.
All right, tinfoil hats. Put them on, guys.
Oh, there we go.
They sign Cousins. Who do they trade Mac Jones to?
No one.
Now, I heard. Now again, the hat's on. I heard a lot of people in the league are answering phone calls about Mac Daddy Jones.
I could see the Vikings. Another white meat quarterback in there. Fucking looking like bread.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Backing up Carr.
Backup car, okay.
Because Winston's a free agent.
Where? Oh,
Winston's working at Barstool Sports. Fucking
famous Jameis,
he's not signing anywhere.
Carolina.
Barstool Sports is going to pay him.
Carolina.
Ew. That team. You want to talk about a fucking team that should be excommunicated from this league? Fucking
They should be in the
Panthers. I mean, imagine having an owner that single-handedly fucks your entire team for like 3 years. No first round pick this year. No money to spend. No one wants to come play for your team.
Owner of the Oakland Athletics. Terrible.
Oh, yeah.
You have no chance. You go into the season knowing, well, we got nothing. You're looking at a bunch of Walmart greeters.
Yeah.
And you're like,
they come, they push open the door for you. They got those vests on. They ask you how you doing, how the kids are. It's fucking not good. And you're trying to be nice when you're walking by. You're like, hey, Annie, how you doing? She's like 80, has nothing else going on. Not good.
It's not good. It's not good. All right, so here you go. New York Giants. Who is your number one free agent that you want them to sign?
The tackle, the lineman from the Patriots. I cannot pronounce his name, but let's pull his name up. He is.
I'll give it a shot. Hang on.
I just had it.
Left tackle.
I forget his name. Not Isaiah Wynn. Even though I think he was on the Dolphins last year, but they purposely did not franchise tag him to accumulate more money.
Oh no, hang on.
I know Jonah Jackson, the Detroit Lions guard, is another top target for the Giants. What the fuck is this guy's name?
Just had it.
I don't know, man.
What the fuck?
Owenu?
Yes. Owenu.
Unmenu.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how to say his name.
Unofficially agree to terms of free agent offensive tackle Chukwumu Okafor.
Okafor?
Okorafor, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
from the Steelers.
Yeah. That offensive lineman is the number one available. I think,
Winu, that's the
yeah,
guy.
that's the guy.
Right.
He's the best one available. The Giants are all over him. I think they overpay, and that's completely fucking fine because he really shouldn't even be available. The fact that the Patriots didn't franchise tag him is crazy.
Yeah, I got
He
it.
could pay. He could play three positions on the line.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a free agent for the Raiders today, my heart says Chris Jones, but I'm gonna go with my mind, and I'm gonna go with he's younger, and he's just hitting his prime. Christian Wilkins.
All right. Smart. Smart. Me and Ray are pretty much in agreement, right?
Yeah.
For that tackle. Yeah. It has to be him because you
Yeah.
could plug him anywhere. You know,
Yeah, you destroy that lineup. So
he could play either tackle positions. He could play and he could be a guard. You could stick him anywhere. So needs to happen. Also would like Jonah Jackson from the Lions. He's going to be available, starting guard for the Lions.
Anyone that you want them to re-sign.
I mean, selfishly, I want them to re-sign Saquon. You know, you need offensive weapons for Daboll. You know,
I would say I want the
fucking,
Raiders to re-sign Josh Jacobs.
yeah,
So
if you want to fucking score points, then you can bring Saquon back. I mean, I guess one of the good things about letting both Xavier McKinney and Saquon walk is the running back position and the safety position are saturated like crazy. Like there's so many of them. So you're going to see what their true market value is. So maybe that's what Joe Shane was thinking of the whole time. And I'm a dumb fucking stupid fan in his room surrounded by pop figures. So but you know, that's just me, in my opinion.
no, I think you're spot on.
Anything else, or else I'm gonna wrap this bitch up because we
Wrap
went off the rails. Wrap it up. All right, we're gonna wrap this bitch up. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the free agency special. Pete with the Yankee hat on. Listen, Stroman pitched well today. Stroman's been our best pitcher in
Roman is
spring
a
training.
dog.
And as my parting gift for this episode, because this was NFL only themed, Carlos Rodon is a fucking pile of gigantic elephant shit. And I cannot believe that we're going to entrust that fucking motherfucker to be our number 2 starter this year. And I can't wait for us to wait until the trade deadline to fucking get like Dylan Cease for 3 prospects and for him to fucking blow it in the divisional round. Hate everyone.
Yeah, well soon, Jacob Trouba. I miss you.
Breaking news, I'm going to opening day.
We will all be at opening day.
We will all be at opening day. My first ever Yankee opening day, April 5th. Let's see if they could actually win one for me. That would be nice. I think Stroman should be on the bump for that one.
He's supposed to be.
Good.
Good.
I want to see the do-rag. I want to see a fucking cigarette out of his mouth.
Hey, I think we all should wear do-rags.
We should all just wear do-rags.
And get a do-rag and pick up a pack of Newport Lights and just get one do-rag ciggy pick. Not lit, of course.
Oh, that would be such an epic picture. That would be such an epic picture. Just for him, that'd be because they're playing the Blue Jays, so the Blue Jays fucking are overrated every year. So,
And they're overweight too. So, oops.
ooh, ooh, damn! Shots fired across the bow.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
They got a bunch of fat motherfuckers over there.
Anyone suffering with weight issues, I do apologize. I also struggle with my weight as well, but
I don't apologize at all to my show.
Thoughts and opinions expressed on this show
Are my own.
I'm not reflective.
are not reflective of each individual or the show.
Oh, they're definitely mine.
And on that note,
And on that note,
I
peace
bid
out.
you adieu.
I
Howdy,
bid
folks.
you.
Dano.
Dan better be back for the free agency review next week because pretty much mostly everyone will be signed by the end of next week because there's always that fucking crazy blitz of
yeah,
everyone.
'cause, you know, let's move it to Friday night to fit a certain someone, and he goes grocery shopping. But hey, it's cool.
You know what? You hate
Did grocery shopping tonight.
you
I made
hate
it.
to see it. I didn't do any grocery shopping. I came home and ate. How
I
about
wrestled a 4-year-old.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? You won, so that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Peace
All
out,
right.
everybody.
Shout out to Mike Rizzo. I hope you shower, you son of a bitch.
Get grogging.
Oh, good Lord. Somebody stinks. Peace.
Hoorah.